What's up, you guys? So I will be attaching a playlist. You obviously do not have to listen to my playlist. I just want to give you an option so you don't have to think about it. You can play whatever music you want and drown me out. It's totally fine. You know those days where you're like, I kind of just am overstimulated. I want to murder everybody in my house, and you're super glad to work out, but then the internet is out at my house. It has for the last 2 days, which first world problems, I understand. But I can't play music without internet. So we're gonna be okay. So we have legs today, and we are gonna do 3 sets of 15 reps each. And we do have some single leg movements, so those are gonna take a little bit longer, which is totally fine. Also, because you might be playing music right now and you feel totally normal, but I don't have any music and that feels weird. So if I talk a lot, it's because I got to. Okay, so I'm gonna go over what we have. We have wide goblet squats first. We've got single leg dead, so you're gonna have 1 foot in front, 1 behind, single leg one side, and then the other 3 sets of 15 on each side. We've got a stagnant lunge, so you're gonna have 2 dumbbells, 1 in each hand. You're gonna have a lunge stance. You're just gonna go down and up for 15, shake it out, switch to the other side, down and up. It's kind of almost like a Bulgarian, you just don't have that elevated, okay? Okay, and then the last one that we have, and those are both two-sided, so those are just gonna take more time. The last programmed one I have is a front squat. So you're either gonna have 1 dumbbell here, or you're gonna have 2 held out in front. I do want a narrow stance, and I want the toes turned forward. And we're still doing this, but it's gonna hit the quads more than the glutes, okay? That front squat will. All right, so we are gonna start with goblet squats. You're gonna want all of your heavy dumbbells available for you. And remember, 3 sets of 15, okay? So high rep, you're probably gonna be using a different weight than you do on like normal legs. That's totally fine, all right? Okay, so first set here, and it's okay if you don't come all the way up on these goblet squats. So if you wanna do like a halfway up, a little pause and a little glute squeeze, that's totally fine. So yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm gonna record, walk, I'm gonna get my attitude back in check. And then I came out and I was like, no music. It's fine. Well, you guys, you know what? In the olden days, when I first started recording this group, some of you might remember, 3 more, I never had music. I just always attached a playlist. Good, take a rest. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna play music at the same time. So, you know, and my beach workouts, I wasn't able to because I didn't have internet. So, you know, I know we'll be fine. And I know you're playing music probably. I'm gonna put a disclaimer when I post the video in the group. Here's a playlist. I don't have any music in the background, so make sure you have music ready. If that bothers you, like, it might be 5 in the morning and you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. It doesn't even matter. So, I don't know. If you need to go up in a weight, now's the time. That first set's gonna kind of give you an idea of how it feels in that higher rep. We haven't done higher rep on lower body in a while, so yeah. I just went up by 10. Good, that's 5. And it's okay if you're not with me. As always, take it as slow as you need to. That's 10. 12. 2 more to 15. Good, take a good rest here. Take a breath. The goblet squats, they're gonna get you a little bit warm, heart rate up, all good. Those single leg deads or the single leg movements will be the things, the lifts that take the longest, okay? And if we have time, I will absolutely add on another exercise. I didn't want to over program and then rush what we were doing. So also total option, if you have all your stuff with you and you want to add a band to any of the stuff that we're doing, you absolutely can. especially like the squats. You can do that. My hair's been in a hat for like a really long time today, so I was like, I'm not risking taking it out. Okay. And I'm still gonna walk, even though I don't have, because normally I was like, oh, I'm gonna read my Kindle like app on my treadmill, because I'm getting close to being done with this thriller book. But I was like, you know what? It's all right. We're gonna go out in the sunshine and the fresh air after this. Put on our audiobook. Yes, I'm doing 2 books at one time. One I'm reading and one I'm listening to. And we're gonna enjoy the fresh air. It's gonna be all right. That's 10. Two more to 15. One more. Good job. All right, single leg deads. Even though we have higher rep, you're gonna be able to go heavier, okay? These like deadlift movements, you got it, okay? It's 1 dumbbell too, so go a little bit heavier on the heavier side here. Speaking of which, the audiobook that I'm listening to right now I know this is a hot topic. It's a hot topic in the wellness world. Everybody has their own opinions, and I don't care what it's fine, whatever. However, intermittent fasting, grab that 1 heavy dumbbell, choose a side, doesn't matter, we're gonna do both. 15 one leg and then immediately switch to the other, okay? So, booty back. This book is called Fast Like a Girl. And at first when somebody recommended it to me, I thought it was like a book about running, like, I mean, duh, I'm a runner and it's called Fast Like a Girl. But it is, I was actually having a conversation about like hormones and just stuff like that with this person. And they're like, oh, I have a book to recommend to you. You know, I listened to the audiobook, less than 5, that's 11. And it was really fascinating. I learned so much. And, you know, now I eat according to my cycle and all this stuff. Good. Switch to the other side, take your time on setup. And I was like, wow, yeah, like, tell me the information, because I'm always looking to just learn, you know, like, I love to read thrillers, but I really like wellness podcasts and stuff like that for my walks, because I'm like, hey, I might as well like learn and grow in the field while I'm walking. And so I downloaded it, y'all. Such mind-blowing information, just incredible. That's 10. About fasting in general, but also what 2 more. Fasting does in the female body comparatively to the man's, because I think that was my problem with the idea of intermittent fasting. Was I'm like, okay, I'm a female, I feel different week to week, I'm an athlete, I know I need protein, like there's all these different things where I was like, oh, I don't agree with that, I don't agree with that, I don't agree with that. But this approach is a lot different because it is designed for the female body and goes with our cycle. So you fast differently throughout the month based on where you are in your cycle. Instead of just, yep, you do 18 hours of fasting and a 6-hour eating window, or 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour eating window, and that's what you do every single day, every week, you know, like it is not like that. Like this approach is very much designed to ebb and flow. So like every part of your cycle, you fast for a different amount of time, and you also flip your macros around. So like you might be more protein heavy, low carb here for your hormones. The very next week, you might be high carb, you know, like you do all this stuff. I'm like, whoa, my brain. Second set. Anyways, you need to download the book. It's an easy listen. The author narrates it, it's good. There's a lot of times where I like have to pause it and I'm like, rewind, what did you just say? But she's a doctor. She breaks down all the sciencey stuff of it. but it's super applicable, especially hitting middle age and beyond. There's so much good information about our hormones and what fasting does in our body, how it feeds, all the stuff. It's so good. And I also love that with this protocol, give me 3 more, you do not fast on your the week of your cycle, which I'm like, thank you. Like, that was a big thing that I could not get behind, because I'm like, I just don't support that. Like, your body, it is craving more food, it's burning more calories, you're losing so much already, right? Like, I just could not get behind the fact that people were fasting on their cycles. Like, I'm like, I think I would pass out and die. Like, but this approach, you do not fast at all the week of your cycle. So all month long, that's 10, you're kind of adjusting your fasts and your diet based off your cycle. 3 more. And then when you hit your cycle, it all stops. Like, you know, a lot of carbs are encouraged, fats are encouraged. Her approach is really into leaning into healthy fats and like all of that stuff, instead of like low fat culture, which I don't enjoy either. But when I heard that, I was like, okay, this approach, like, I can get behind this, because I've always, like, postpartum, I did a lot of intermittent fasting, because I was like, I was not able to really breastfeed, so would not recommend for, obviously, people breastfeeding, but I was not really able to breastfeed. But I was like back into the fitness world, back into like getting in shape, and intermittent fasting really worked for me. Like, I am not, like, I'll tell you, here's your last set of these. I'm not like super into breakfast or breakfast food. Like, you know, my busiest time of days or what a day is like 4 to 9, 10 a.m. So, but then after that window, when I've done all my workouts and I've done a lot of the training and all that stuff, my body's hungry. So like, I'm hungriest from lunchtime until 7, 8 p.m., which is the fasting window for a lot of people. It's like 11 to 7, you eat, and then you fast until 11 the next day. And I'm not trying to tell you to do intermittent fasting. I'm just trying to tell you that if you're a woman, especially middle age and beyond, just to give the book a listen or even a read. You can absolutely buy the actual book if you want to like highlight and stuff. But it's supposed to also help, like, just to balance your hormones in general. So if you have, you know, PCOS or all that kind of stuff, it should help. 3 more. And you know me in this group, I am open about talking about cycles. Even if you're a dude in this group, I don't care. Cycles should be talked about. We are cyclical human beings, and we should live our lives in such a way. Like, if we feel different every single week, okay, or every 10 days almost, sometimes less, you know, like, why are we not doing everything else in a cyclical way? Why are we not basing our diet, our movement, all of that stuff based off of that cycle? And why are we not working with our bodies instead of against them? Like, it just makes sense to me. And no, I'm not a proponent of, unless you have like really bad cycles, I'm not a proponent of just doing nothing the week of your cycle. I train, but I do pull back. I go with my body. I do, you know, a lot more low impact stuff, and I pull back my mileage. Now, if you're in training for something, a lot of times that can't happen. But if you're not, and you're just like running for enjoyment or staying fit or whatever, you can adjust. Like, I scale my high impact workouts back, all of that kind of stuff. I might do a lot more cycling rather than running, that kind of thing. So I highly recommend it. It's called Fast Like a Girl. I'll share it in the group because it is just very interesting information. Like, even if you decide not to follow her protocol or not to do intermittent fasting, it's just fascinating to listen to it because I feel like she also goes into detail about the cycles in general and like how we should be feeling, like what hormones rise and which ones go down at certain times of the month and how that makes us feel mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that. Like, and I'm like, we aren't taught that a lot, okay? This is our third set of this, and then we are going to go into that stagnant lunge, okay? So even if you just use it for educational purposes of, you know, wanting to learn more about your hormones and how it affects you throughout the month, I would highly recommend that book. It is, I think I've got like an hour left of it, and I started it this week. So anytime I'm in the car, anytime I'm walking right now, I'm listening to it. Cleaning, I'm listening to it. And it's definitely one of those books that's 10 where I will probably buy a hard copy just so I can go back and reference it, because there's like different charts in there about the cycle. There's different lists of foods. 2 more. Woo. 1 more. Good, switch over. So she even talks about, even if you don't do the fasting part, this is something you should listen to. She goes into how we should be eating different foods at different parts of our cycles, which foods support our different hormones. So that's something that I'm gonna try to start incorporating is, okay, like at this part of my cycle, these are some foods that I should be incorporating into my diet to make me feel better and to support the, you know, production of these certain hormones. So that's something that I'm gonna do for sure. That's 10. Two more. 1 more. Good, take a good rest here. So no matter what, that's fascinating. And even if you don't listen to the book, there's actually a lot of resources online where you can like look up, you know, foods for the luteal phase, food for the menstrual phase, like all of those different things. And just to make sure that you're getting all the stuff that you need to support yourself. It's important. So, okay, so we've got the stagnant lunge next. It doesn't matter which side you start on. And this one, you can come all the way up if you want, but you don't necessarily need to. I just want you to come down and, let me back up. Keep a bend in the knee, a slight bend, okay? So, I want a dumbbell in each hand. It is okay if the first set you don't do 1,000,000 pounds, okay? Just kind of see how you're feeling. Grab those weights. Get sturdy. One side's gonna be a little sketchy, okay? I taught these in class today and I was like, one side, let's go, is going to not feel so great because it's gonna be a little whoop, and this is my good side. So what's that tell you? It's because I stopped looking at the spot that I need to be looking at. But one side's gonna feel a little awkward. That's okay. If you fall out, just come back in. That's 10. Two more on this side. Last one. Good. Shake it out if you need to. Take a breath. And then we're gonna go to that other side. These are gonna get your heart rate up. That's normal. It's a lunge movement, okay? Normal. I'll also say, that's 5, that these single leg movements are going to create a sneaky sword, okay? Because right now you might be like, I'm good. Aha. that DOMS will set in. That's 12. One more. Oh, yikes. If you are not ready for that recovery, you need to go up and wait, okay? I should have spiked your heart rate a little bit. Yikes. 2 more sets of stagnant lunge, and then we have that front squat, okay? We're getting really close to just having 10 minutes left. I told you, single leg movements, they take up time, okay? And that's okay. We need those single leg movements for helping with imbalances in our body. We also like really focus on like the glutes whenever we're doing single leg movements. So it's all right, we'll be fine. So we're gonna go back to that first side that we started with. And again, if you forgot, just make sure you do both sides in one set, okay? It's not that serious. Like, you'll probably be able to tell because you'll be extra fatigued starting with the side that you ended with, but other than that, you'll be all right. Yo, okay. I can tell my legs are trashed, okay. Good, that's 6. 9. My heart rate's up. That's why I'm like, I'm not talking. 2 more here. 1 more on this side. Oh, my leggies. Oh, my leggies. Yikes, heart rate's up. 10 more minutes. I almost out of class. Why do I do that every time? 10 more minutes of this monstrosity of legs. Hate legs, y'all. Hate them. But we be hitting them every week. I program a lot of legs in class because it's funner to like do it in a class format, do different kinds of moves, that kind of thing. So I do be hitting legs multiple times, just not in the traditional sense, which is just fine. That's 10. 12. 2 more on this side. Good, take a rest. If you're somebody who hates Bulgarians, you're probably hating these, okay? They feel very similar, very, very similar. Sometimes I hate these more, I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like Bulgarians, you only feel it in that one leg. Like it's just that one leg taking the brunt, but on these, you're feeling it in both. And so you're like, oh, nothing feels good. Nothing. You're in single digits here. I'm glad I'm walking after this. That's a great idea, by the way. If you ever do a leg focused, I'm like, what word am I looking for? A leg focused workout. I would recommend, if you have the time, to either stretch for 5 minutes or even go for like a 5 or so minute walk. Longer, if, of course, if you have longer, please take that. The walking is so good, but just to work all of that out, you'll feel less sore later, last set of these, if you take that walk. Just get a little bit of blood flow going, shake it out. And of course, I always recommend to do some sort of like walking or recovery jog or recovery ride, whatever, the day after legs. You don't want to just sit around. I know mentally you do, but it's not good. That's 10. 2 more. Last one. Ooh, good. Shake it out, going to the other side. Yikes, heart rate's up. This ain't cardio, heart. Chill, chill. Same goes for any harder workout. You know, like if you did a hard workout class, or everybody has their own opinion on this. But for me, if I have a longer or harder run, I will normally take the day before off, and then the next day go for a short recovery run instead of just laying around. If you have a race, I do the same thing. I take the day before off, and the next day I don't set a pace or anything like that. I'll just might be like, okay, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go for 30 minutes. Whatever that gets me, that's what gets me. But to shake it out a little bit, rather than staying in bed, a few more here. Give me 2 more. You will feel so much better. Oh, active recovery is important. And you'll kind of learn that rhythm too, you know, like some people, like if I do like a race where when I'm like actually trying to perform, I will do like a shakeout run the day before, because, but for nerves, not for performance, because I, for whatever reason, need the reminder that I know how to run. Like, I know that sounds so stupid, but I feel so much less nervous when I go out and I go for a little jog the day before, and I'm like, oh yeah, we know how to do this. Like, and we enjoy it, so it's fine. All right, so we've got front squats. I want you to hold 1 dumbbell either like this, or 2 dumbbells with pinkies turned in, hip width apart, feet turned forward. All right. Yeah, and I might drop weight. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go. We'll get our full sets in, okay? Even if this takes you over like a minute or 2. I'm not gonna shortchange you on your front squat sets, okay? But those last 10 minutes, they just like slip away. That's 10. We got 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Take a little rest. We got less than 5 minutes left. Y'all, what? I'm regretting my hat. I'm a little hot, but I was probably gonna regret more if I would have taken it off. Who knows what it looks like under there. I taught a class and then put it on and then had something to do, so yeah, we don't want to go under there. We don't. We'll do second. We're not in a rush, we're good. We'll do second set in a minute. These squats are not like the single leg movements. They're not taking us very long per set. So take that recovery in between. And if you feel fine, guess what? That means you can go up in weight, okay? Like if you're like, come on, let's go. Go heavier, okay? Thank you, bye-bye. Thank you. Can we talk about how the weather has finally dropped? Thank you, Lord. Thank you. The highs today in the 70s and breezy. So you know what? Thank you, internet, for being out so that instead of being glued to a screen and reading my Kindle on my treadmill, I'm gonna go out in the fresh air and enjoy nature and listen to my book, see people walk their dogs, see kids playing with sidewalk chalk in the front lawn, you know? I mean, everything else has been fine. I just like my music. Like, Edie doesn't do a bunch of screens. She likes to play outside, especially on a nice day like this. 2 more. Jared likes to tinker around, clean out the garage, do lawn stuff. I like to read, clean house. you know, so I'm like, hey, like I lit a candle and it's been like super quiet in the house. I love it. Edie's playing pretend. So I'm like, I don't care that the internet's out. I just like that I need my music. And it's leg day. I came in because Jared was organizing the garage and I was like, hey, I need 35 minutes in there. He's like, oh yeah, sure. And then I came in and I just went like this. He's like, what? And I was like, I just realized I'm not gonna have any music for my lit. He's like, do you want me to play something on my phone, like next to it? I was like, no. I'm like, no, honestly, like, this just goes back to the OG days where all I did was talk with no music. So you know what? Shout out to my OGs. You remember. You remember. All right, this is your last set. And then you are outie, 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 outie. How did you feel about, we haven't done high rep in a long time. Not for lower body, so I don't know how you felt. But sometimes it's good to shake it up. We've done some really traditional lower body work lately, like lower rep, high weight, which is great. But sometimes you gotta be like, surprise, muscle. You're doing double the reps today. That's 8. Also, if anybody reads or listens to that book, let me know what you think. I love, even if you don't have the same opinion as me, it's totally fine. I just thought it was really fascinating. I learned a lot about my own hormones at the ripe age of 35, which I should have already known, but 2 more. Nobody teaches us anything. Good. Amazing job. We did it. You killed it. Lower body. So do me a favor. Take a couple minutes to either stretch your lower body, or maybe you just don't have time to go for a real walk, but you like have some stuff to do around the house. Get up, walk around, go do stuff that you need to do. Don't sit down right away. Otherwise, if you have time for a 5 to 10 minute, maybe just a dog walk, go do that just to shake the legs out. Tomorrow, go for a walk or a recovery ride or whatever it is. Get some movement and blood flow in those legs, okay? Bye.